Good morning. Today's topic is Fourier transform. So now we are going to discuss about the problem, how to find the Fourier transform and how to using the inverse Fourier transform. So for this, we are taking the function f of x equal to a square minus x square under the limit of modulus x less than a. We need to show that the Fourier transform answer is 2 into root 2 by pi sin as minus as cos as by s cube. And also deduce that means using the inverse Fourier transform, we need to show that the integration answer is equal to pi by 4. Okay, for finding the Fourier transform, first we are taking the formula for Fourier transform. What is the formula? F of is equal to 1 by root 2 by pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of x equal to e power isx dx. Okay, here replace f of x by the given function a square minus x square under the limit of modulus x less than a. What is modulus x less than a? That means minus a to plus a. So that can change the limit minus a to integral minus a to plus a. F in place of f of x, a square minus x square. Replace e power isx by using the formula e power I theta. So what is the formula for e power I theta? Cos theta plus I sin theta. So replace theta by sx, we get cos sx plus I sin sx into dx. Okay, let's one more, we can apply the one more condition here. What is the condition? If the limit minus to plus in the under the function of even function, under the function of even, we can write it in the form of 2 into integral 0 to a. Here cos x is an even function, so you can write it 2 into 0 integral 0 to a. Similarly, minus a2 plus a sin x dx. What is sin x? Sin x is an odd function. If the function is odd, then the answer is 0 under the limit of minus to plus. So that here under the limit of minus a to plus a, sin x tends to 0. So what is the remaining answer? Minus a to plus a square minus x square cos x dx. Using this condition, we can change the limit minus a to plus a as 2 into 0 to a square minus x square into cos x dx. Now let integrate the function. For integrating the function, we are using the formula integral u dv. What is the formula for integral u dv? U v1 minus u dash v2 plus u double dash v3 etc. Here the u double dash terms are differentiation of u, and the v1, v2, v3 etc. are the integration of v. So that taking the first term a square minus x square as u and the remaining term cos sx dx as dv. So what is the differentiation of u? Differentiation of u is u dash equal to differentiation of constant. What is the differentiation of constant? The differentiation of constant is always equal to 0. So that the differentiation of a square tends to 0. What is the differentiation of x square? Minus 2x. And the differentiation of u dash. Okay, second order differentiation. U double dash equal to minus 2. What is the differentiation of x? D or differentiation of x is equal to 1. So that 1 into minus 2 is minus 2. If you differentiate again, that answer comes to 0. So there is no need to find the u triple dash. Okay. We have 3 values. So you have to find up to the v3 value for using this formula. So first integration, integrating on both sides. So what is the integration of dv? Integration of dv, we are taking the integration of dv as v1, that is first integration. Integral cos x. What is integral cos x? Integral cos x equal to sin x, as well as integral sin x equal to minus cos x. Okay. So integral cos x dx. So the answer for cos is sin sx by divided by the coefficient of x, yes. Second integration. So second integration is denoted by v2. Now integrate sin. So integral of sin sx. What is the answer for integral of sin? Integral of sin is minus cos. So minus cos sx divided by s square. And the third integration v3 equal to minus sin sx by s cube. Now apply the value in the formula of integral u dv. Instead of this integration, we are going to form the series. So that apply the value in f of s. Okay. So f of s equal to change 2. What is the value of 2? We can write 2 by root 2 into root 2. So that change 2 by root 2 into root 2 divided by split the value of root 2 by pi, root 2 into root pi. And using the formula u into v1. Here that is u into v1. So, okay, u into v1 minus u dash into v2. Okay, u dash into v2 plus u double dash into v3. Okay, substitute the value in the formula and what is our limit? 0 to a. Taking the value of limit 0 to a. Now apply the upper limit in place of x. Okay. Apply, what is the upper limit? Upper limit is a. So replace all the x by a minus apply the lower limit. What is the lower limit? 0. If you apply the lower limit 0 in place of x, we get sine 0. What is the value of sine 0? Sine 0 equal to 0. If you apply 0 in place of x, then sine 0 is 0. So, the first term turns to 0. If you substitute x equal to 0 here, 0 into anything 0. The second term tends to 0. If you apply 0 here, the third term tends to a sine 0. So, sine 0 is also 0. So, in our lower limit 0, all the three terms tends to 0. So, that is only a upper limit only we have. So, in our upper limit, there are three terms are there. What is the first term? In our first term, there is a term a square minus a square. What is the value for a square minus a square? A square minus a square is 0. 0 into anything? 0. So, the first term of upper limit is also equal to 0. That we have only, finally, we have only two terms only. Okay. On these two terms, the first term denominator is s square. The second term denominator is x cube. So, we have to change the first term denominator as s cube, multiply s by numerator as well as the denominator. So, what is our answer? The first term is minus 2a s cos sa by s cube plus 2sa by s cube. Now, the both denominator are same. So, taking the denominator as common and write the numerator. So, first write the positive term sin sa as first term and as cos sa by second term. 2 is a common term in numerator, so taking outside. So finally, we get the answer for f of s. That is the Fourier transform. What is the answer for Fourier transform? F of s equal to 2 root 2 by pi sin sa minus as cos sa by s square. That is the answer given in our question. Now come to the second part of Fourier transform, that is inverse Fourier transform. First, for finding the inverse Fourier transform, let taking the formula for inverse Fourier transform. What is the formula for inverse Fourier transform? F of x equal to 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of s e power minus isx dx. What is f of x? F of x is our given function in our question. What is the value given in our question? F of x equal to a square minus x square. So, okay, replace f of x by a square minus x square and then replace f of s. What is f of x? That is our Fourier transform. So, in place of f of x, replace the value. And replace the value e power minus is using the formula e power minus I theta. Okay, what is the formula of e power minus I theta? Cos theta minus I sin theta. So, here in place of theta, you can write sin sx. So that cos sx minus I sin xx. Here also our limit is minus to plus. Okay, already we discussed if the limit is minus to plus, the function is odd, then the answer is equal to 0. So the sign term tends to 0. Taking the constant term to root 2 by pi outside, send the what is the answer? 1 by root 2 by pi is root 2 into root pi into 2 into root 2 by 2 pi. Root 2 and root 2 are cancelled. So the remaining value is the. So what is your answer? So here the limit is minus infinity to plus infinity. The cos sx is an even function, so that you can write it as 2 into integral 0 to infinity sin sa minus as cos sa by s cube into cos sx dx. This is our answer. They give one condition. They need to prove, we are going to prove the integration answer equal to pi by 4. So there is no need to integrate it, just simplify it. For simplifying, we are taking x equal to 0, a equal to 1 and s equal to t and ds equal to dt. Now apply all these values in the last step and replace a by 1 and x by 0. Then our answer is 1 square minus 0 square, that is equal to 4 by 5 integral 0 to infinity sin t minus t cos t by t cube into cos 0 into t. Okay, one that is in left hand side we get only 1 and equal to pi by 4. The value of cos 0 is, what is the value of cos 0? Cos 0 equal to 1. So the value tends to 1. So bring 4 by pi into the next side, we get pi by 4. So that is the final answer for inverse Fourier transform. Thank you.